Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And as a quick round of introductions, I'm very pleased today to talk to one of the primary contributors of Hbase, Michael Stack. Michael, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm also joined today by Chris Wensel, who is the founder of Concurrent Inc. Welcome back, Chris. And for those of you who are just joining us, I'm Sohrab Modi. I'm the Vice President at Sun Microsystems in the CTO office. And today we're actually going to talk about a really fascinating topic around databases and around Hbase. And perhaps, Chris, I can start with you. Can you elaborate on the problem that Hbase is attempting to solve for us?
Yeah, sure. There's actually a couple of things. One of the most exciting things about Hbase is the model it exposes to the developers and the architects. It allows you to remove having to consider how much data and how many machines are going to be involved in the deployment of your application. And so from one side, traditional relational databases, you have the scale, you typically scale vertically. You just get a bigger box, right?
Yeah.
In the Hbase or in those style applications or databases, you scale horizontally. You just add more machines, but you don't really necessarily add complexity. If you took a relational database and you wanted to add a second machine to it, there's all this developer complexity involved, or even IT complexity. But in an Hbase model, you just add more machines, and your applications gain linearly capacity and the ability to handle more requests. And so it's very powerful, and you don't see that traditionally with relational systems.
So that sounds really fascinating, Chris. Well, I'm a little confused. Well, if that's so great, why wouldn't everybody want to use Hbase? Maybe, Michael, you can answer that.
Well, there's a compromise. There's a compromise involved. Hbase, it's a simple database. There's it's not a SQL database, not relational.
Right.
So there's no SQL. You don't have things like joins like you do in your traditional RDBMS. Your access is basic CRUD. Create, remove, update, delete. So there's a lot of compromise involved. You have to simplify. It's a simple database schema.
So what happens if I'm sort of used to MySQL or used to SQL queries, for example? What happens in that case?
A lot of what I suppose it's a different mindset. We get that all the time when people show up on Hbase mailing list or in IRC. It's a different way of thinking about your data.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that are done for you by the RDBMS now move into the application, but you'll do this because you can scale.
Right.
So again, from a developer perspective, what would be some of the trade-offs? So there's things that Hbase is going to be really great for certain use cases, but you've mentioned some things it doesn't do, like the join. So possibly the ad hoc data analysis isn't going to fit. So what are some of the applications you're seeing Hbase being used for that it's a really great fit and people are getting a lot of productivity out of it?
So I suppose the canonical use case for Hbase, or at least the way that it's being used most often that I know about, it's like a repository for crawler. So crawler goes off, gathers pages, billions of pages, and populates a Hbase instance. And maybe a week later goes off and does the same thing. And Hbase keeps all the versions of all the pages.
Okay.
So the crawler is doing just doing update on a particular row in a particular column in the Hbase instance. Then so the crawler is running, and then maybe concurrently you're going to have some analysis jobs running, like MapReduce, that are processing the content that was crawled, extracting particular metadata or attributes of particular pages, or deriving information about websites. So all this is going on concurrently, reading and writing Hbase instance. But it's all simple patterns access.